Well, it's got you in the autumn mood, and I hope you've got a glass filled with lovely red wine. And from a boutique hotel in Gauteng to a boutique winery in the Cape that lies halfway between Wellington and Paarl on the slopes of the Toyskloof Mountain, one of the Cabernet Francs that did very well in the Classic wine magazine blind tasting was from a farm called Druk My Niet. And it just tickled my fancy, really. It's such a weird name, and I set to Neen on the trail to find somebody down there who can fill us in on this new farm and its wines and what have you. And she came up with Abraham de Klerk, who is the winemaker, and I think he's on the line with me. Abraham, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, my pleasure. I'm completely fascinated by the name of this farm. Please tell me, does it really, literally translated, does it mean press me not?
Literally, it's don't squeeze me, but it comes nothing to do with the winemaking.
Okay.
It comes from the old days from Simon van der Staal of the 1700s, where, long story short, is the son and father-in-law didn't get along, so the name was basically Leave Me Alone.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But now we're going to call it Don't Squeeze Me. I think that's quite cute. Give me some of your background, Abraham. Where were you before you were at Druk My Niet?
I've traveled a little bit in the industry. I've worked quite a bit at about 7 wineries in South Africa and at about 5 wineries in France and also in Italy and in Germany. So, I've got quite a broad experience.
And you came to Druk My Niet from where?
From Lavenier Wine Estate.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
And you've been with Druk My. How old is the winery? I mean, it's just I've never heard of it before until I saw it winning all those things in Classic Wine Mag, and it's subsequently gone on to get all kinds of other accolades. When did it start up?
The current owners, Jörg and Dorothy Kirchner, they bought it in 2003 and started excessively revamping the farm.
Are they German people?
Yes, German, but very cosmopolitan. They've very much traveled the world. For me as a winemaker, which is very important because their palates are very well developed.
Yes.
So I can really hone my skills towards their palates. And with the excessive development of the farm, the winery was also restored to original. It comes from the 1700s, as I said.
And did you have a manor house on the farm and everything?
Yes, they live in the manor house. That's their house where they live. In 2009, everything was completed, and we started making our own wines on the farm, everything done here.
And the first vintage that was bottled and for sale was?
2009.
Okay.
So the first wine's hitting the market now and winning all the accolades is the first vintage of the farm.
And nobody's ever made wine there before, or for how many years has there been no wine coming off Druk My Niet?
I would say a couple of 100 years.
And was the farm called Druk My Niet when it was bought?
Yes, it was Druk My Niet. Since right from the beginning.
Now, you've got 3 tiers of wine labels from what I can gather, because I don't know anything about your farm. You've got the Mapocho, which is rather endearingly named after an old workhorse, from what I can gather, that was buried on the farm. Yeah,
it's an old warhorse, actually. It actually coincides very well with the warhorse movie that comes out now. We've got our own warhorse on the farm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Basutu Pony, and it fought in the Anglo-Boer War, and it sailed a Boer commando through the English lines when they got lost.
Yes.
And the horse then was retired on the farm, and it died when it was 40, and the original grave and the name is on the farm.
What color was he?
Oh, not sure.
A Basutu Pony, though, you say?
Yes, it was a Basutu Pony.
Oh, how special. And in your Mapocho range, you've got a red, although the note that I have on your wine is that it's a 2008 red. Is that incorrect?
No, that's correct. 2009 was the first vintage of everything was done on the farm. In 2008, we rented space for the grape.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And in your Mapocho red, what have you got?
That is a Cabernet Franc-based blend. So that was basically the first of the Cabernet Franc that came out. And that's 67% Cabernet Franc, and the rest is Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot, approximately the same value.
Okay. Yeah. And the Mapocho white, what have you got in there?
That's a Sauvignon, Chenin, Viognier blend, and it changed in 2010, which is the next vintage. 2009 it's just about sold out. It was wood fermented, so we keep it a little bit longer in the bottle and does evolve to quite a rich and complex wine.
Yes.
And in 2010 we're moving on to 100% about a 70% Chenin Blanc.
Okay.
Because we have old vines from 1968, and the fruit quality is becoming really good.
How amazing. I suppose not too high a yield, but lots of lovely density of fruit.
Yes, very low yield, and we're just reviving the old boys to give us some good stuff right at the end.
Yes, and then you've got a range called the Fine Art as opposed to the Fine Art. It's Fine with a D on the end for the listeners to understand. Explain that to me.
Yes, that was deliberate because every year the owners, they have a big love for art, and every year they try to have a partnership with a local artist that's not so well known but has extreme talent.
Yes.
And then through the year, the partnership then between the wine and the art, and then the label also becomes...
Oh, I see. Art. It's a bit like Chateau Mouton, really. They do that every year. And it was from this range that the Cabernet Franc came that did so well. In fact, it got the highest score in the Classic Wine magazine tasting.
Yes.
So it was that. And then what else have you got? You've got a Cabernet in that range too, I believe.
Yes, a Cabernet and a Malbec.
Oh, have you got a Malbec too?
Yes.
Okay. And that's quite interesting. All from the farm? All fruit from the farm only?
Yes, all from the farm. We are registered as an estate, so everything comes and happens here.
Perfect. And then, of course, we go on to the Druk My Niet estate range, and you've got the T3, which is made up, and I really want you to tell me about this because it's such an interesting blend. You've got Tanat, which is a Spanish varietal, I think, and Tinta Amarela, and Tempranillo. It's such an interesting blend of red grape varieties.
Yeah, that's one blend. We are the only ones in the world. It's a very, very unique wine.
I'm sure.
The reason we do it is the three grapes are completely at home on the farm. We have decomposed granite soils.
Yes.
Very poor. You get very small, concentrated, rich berries with thick skins.
I was going to say, I'm sure thick, dark black berries.
Yes, it's really good, concentrated, dark colors.
I'm dying to taste that wine. I'm just so fascinated by it. And then you've got the Invictus, which is a Merlot-led Bordeaux-style blend, hey?
Yes, Invictus is very much the love of my heart, where I worked for a long time in Pomerol and Saint-Emilion, France. And Invictus is very much, it's a Merlot-based blend, with equal amounts, a little bit more blended of Cabernet Sauvignon and then a little bit of Cabernet Franc. But the biggest component, the structure, the house of the wine is Merlot.
So is it going to be our Chateau Petrus of South Africa, do you think?
Absolutely. Well put.
Well, Abraham, it's just so fabulous to chat to you. It's brilliant to find a new farm. I'm going to definitely make a point of getting a whole lot of those wines up to Johannesburg so that my listeners can also taste them.
Please do.
And keep in touch with us. Are you finished your harvest?
Yes, we just finished. So we're just processing the last of the fermentations are coming out and everything's going into barrel.
And does it look good?
It does look good. It's a very interesting harvest. Very out-of-the-box harvest, but the quality is really good.
Oh, fantastic. Well, good luck, and thank you so much for taking time out. I very much look forward to tasting your wines, and well done on being the best Cabernet Franc in the Classic Wine tasting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, there we are. We've had a new little guest hotel, boutique hotel to think about maybe a nice dirty weekend. I don't know. See if you feel like one. We've got a brand new wine farm to go to with, I think, sensational wines by the sound of things. We've had strikes, we've had marches, we've had petrol hikes, but never mind all that. It's the weekend and we have got 48 straight hours of pleasure and relaxation. So thanks to Janine and the team. We're playing out on a piece of music that I've loved forever. In fact, if pushed, I think I could even remember how to play it on the piano myself. But it's the Autumn Concerto, which was written by an Italian guy called Camillo Bergoni, and I don't think he wrote anything else other than this ever. It's a lovely piano piece, and I'm sure some of you will remember it. Do make it a safe and happy wine-sipping weekend. From me, good night.